I don't want it. I don't want it. No.
Here we are, folks, Mickey's Toontown Depot. If you're leaving us here, please remain seated. Do not stand up quite yet until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. And you see both of the conductors on the platform. Thank you. And legs inside the train at all times. If you have little ones, please keep them away from the vehicle openings and have them seated on the inside of the bench or on a lap of an adult. Our next stop is Tomorrowland Station.
Hello everyone! Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, just a We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is
Please remain seated at all times. Thank you.
the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
Up ahead is Tomorrowland Station, your stop for Hyperspace Mountain, Star Tours, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blaster, the Astro Orbiter, Autopia, Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, and the monorail that takes you to downtown Disney. They're the Disneyland Hotel, the Grand Californian Hotel, and the Paradise Pier Hotel. If you're leaving us here, please remain seated. Do not stand up quite yet until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station, and you see both of the conductors on the platform. Welcome to the future. Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. If you have little ones, please keep them away from the vehicle openings and have them seated on the inside of the bench or on the lap of an adult. Our next stop is Main Street Station, but first we'll make a detour to the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. So at this time, I'd like to ask you to please turn off your flash. You may take as many pictures and videos as you like. Just please turn off your flash, video lighting, or any flashing toys, ears, necklaces, or bubble wands. Thank you.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the primeval world, land of the dinosaurs. And to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. I'd especially like to thank those of you who've been with me for the Grand Circle tour of Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us and that you'll come back to ride with us again real soon. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
That's right, folks. Main Street Station for the park exit and Main Street shops. If you're leaving us here, please remain seated. Do not stand up quite yet until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. Just as a reminder, here on Main Street, there are no ramps or elevators. So please keep your wheelchairs or strollers folded onto the bottom of the stairs. Thank you.
wanted to do. Look at this, look. Lucas? Alright. We'll sit right over here.
You two guys?
The two guys.
Alright, Dad, let me give you hands. I told him they got to shovel coal.
Okay. Thomas, you coming with me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad and the Holliday 5 train. Please remain seated at all times. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the train. Small children, put them in the middle of the row away from the opening or sit on your lap. Next stop, Nolan Square.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. And watch your step as you're getting on. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station. New Orleans Square.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your stop for the world-famous Jungle Cruise, Indiana Jones Adventure, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, Splash Mountain, and my favorite, If you are departing, please remain seated till the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad and the Holliday 5 train. Please remain seated at all times. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the train. Small children, put them in the middle of the row away from the opening or securely on your lap. Next stop, Mickey's Toontown Depot.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, there's a couple houses around some of the friends. They have a whole layout. So it's pretty nice. Well, thank you.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. We're now entering Splash Mountain, rumored to be the location of the one and only Laughing Place. If you look real hard, you just might find it. It's where the critters are celebrating a zippity doo-dah day. Speaking of critters, this place we're passing over is home to a whole bunch of them. Here in Critter Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Rare Rabbit, and Rare Bear on their fun-filled adventures. As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost in these parts, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. There is a revered Indian shaman sharing his stories with those in the great river valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable, like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are steaming our way into Mickey's Toontown Depot. Mickey's Toontown has closed for the evening. Will reopen tomorrow morning. It closes early in preparation for the fireworks spectacular, which is scheduled at 9:30.
This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of gear, the ones you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, a cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Remember your personal belongings, then step carefully from the train. Have fun, and say hi to Mickey and Minnie for me. Those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is Toontown Depot, Mickey's Toontown.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated till we come to a full and complete stop inside the station. Ladies and gentlemen, there's our green light. Please remain seated. You will be leaving semi-immediately.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. Steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your stop for Hyperspace Mountain. Buzz Lightyear Astroblasters, the monorail, Autopia, Finding Nemo, and many, many more. Please remain seated so we come to a full and complete stop inside the station. Thank you.
Please remain seated. The train is still in motion. Remain seated, please. The train is moving still. Thank you.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad and the Holliday 5 train. Please remain seated at all times. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the train. Small children, put them in the middle of the row away from the opening or securely on your lap. Next stop, Main Street Station. We do have a slight detour along the rim of the Grand Canyon and the Primeval World. As a courtesy to those around you, we ask there be no flash photography, video lighting, or any toys that you have that light up. Please turn them off while we are in the tunnel. Thank you.
The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the primeval world, land of the dinosaurs. To Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. I'd especially like to thank those of you who've been with me for the Grand Circle Tour of Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us and that you'll come back to ride with us again real soon. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to remind you there are no ramps at this station. So if you have a stroller or a wheelchair, please wait till you get all the way to the bottom of the stairs before you load them up. As usual, please remain seated till we come to a full and complete stop inside the station. Thank you. Seated at all times while you're on the train. Thank you.
All data about the ass.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. Wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead of New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Toontown. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting on. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station. New Orleans Square.
That's right, folks. Stop for Disneyland, Frontierland, Critter Country, and Star Wars Galaxy Day. Once again, please remain seated till the train comes to a full complete stop. Right over here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Remain seated till the train stops, please. You'll stay here? All right, see you later.
To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering Splash Mountain, rumored to be the location of the one and only laughing place. If you look real hard, you just might find it. It's where the critters are celebrating a zippity-doo-dah day. Speaking of critters, since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable. Like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of pier, the one you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Remember your personal belongings, then step carefully from the train. Have fun, and say hi to Mickey and Minnie for me. Those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is Toontown Depot, Mickey's Toontown.
Unfortunately, folks, Mickey's Toontown has closed for the night. Preparation for the fireworks at 9:30. But you still have Fantasyland open, including the Small World and Mandalore Bobsled. Once again, please remain seated when the train comes to a full complete stop. Thanks for riding with us. Enjoy the rest of your night. Don't forget fireworks starting just a little bit. Open by Small World to get a spot to watch. Stay seated until the train stops. Thank you.
for all of Fantasyland, including It's a Small World, the Matterhorn Bobsled, Peter Pan's Flight, and many more. If you're leaving us here, please remain seated. Do not stand up quite yet until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. And you see all of the conductors on the platform. Thank you and welcome to Mickey's Toontown Depot. We're going to be stopping at each station one more time. And once we get to Mickey's Toontown, we are going to be putting away the train for the night. So we're going to be stopping at Tomorrowland, Main Street, New Orleans Square, and Toontown one more time.
Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias. As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us.
And after this, we're going to be going 3 more stops: Main Street Station, New Orleans Square, and Mickey's Toontown Depot. And the train will be put away for the night. But no worries, there's still 2 more trains on the main line, and the last one will leave at midnight at Main Street. Joining us from the future, welcome to the Holiday 5 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. If you have little ones, please keep them away from the vehicle openings and have them seated on the inside of the bench or on the lap of an adult.
We're now returning to our own time and to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train.
Up ahead is Main Street Station for the park exit and Main Street shops. If you're leaving us here, please remain seated. Do not stand up quite yet until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. Just a reminder, here on Main Street, there are no ramps or elevators, so please keep your wheelchairs or strollers folded until the bottom of the stairs. And one more reminder, folks, this is the last time this train is going to be stopping at Main Street Station. After this, we're going to be going 2 more stops, New Orleans Square and Mickey's Toontown Depot, and the train will be put away for the night. But no worries, there's still 2 more trains on the main line. The last one will leave at midnight here at Main Street. Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated with your hands on the legs inside the train at all times. If you have little ones, please keep them away from the vehicle. Have them seated on the inside of the bench or on the lap of an adult. Our next stop is Gurley Station.
trip back in time to the primeval world.